Yeah, it was pretty fun
There we
too.
go. On the note of brothels, we are now, everybody is unmuted. Hello, hello. Welcome to another fun and exciting episode of Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. My name is Obsidian, I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight and the DM of this campaign. As is tradition, we're going to be doing round the table introductions before we get a brief session recap and hop right into the action. We have a full plate of gay RP tonight, so without further ado, we start off with gay cat number one, Kamar.
Yeah, it's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Yulia. I go by Royal Knight BT on both Twitch and Twitter, and I am the resident cat wizard. Always so happy to be here playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. It's always a good time. Thanks.
Thank you, Yulia. Always happy to have you. Next up, we've got the coolest member of the party. We've got Ilya.
Hey, that's a new intro, and I am very here for it
I'm
because
sad
we
I only
are.
thought of it, 57 episodes in.
Yeah.
I
At least you're pronouncing your name right now.
always pronounce it right.
Ilya.
Yeah, I always remember because
Yeah,
the fake
it's fruit.
character. I was
Yeah,
thinking
you were.
small lolly mage, and that brings up obviously, trans allegory mage.
Of course, of course. But yes, hello everyone. My name is Lily, and I'm playing Ilya in this lovely campaign. Super excited to be back here and role playing with these lovely folks. So, yeah.
Thank you, Lily. Next up, we have the horniest MILF this party could ever ask for. We have Euphoria, emphasis on the cocks.
Oh, geez, that's me. Howdy, y'all. I'm Maris. I play Lady Euphoria Cox, everyone's favorite hot pink tiefling MILF. Happy to be here, happy to be queer, happy to be playing D&D with my best buds. Let's have some gay RP tonight.
Hell yeah, brother!
Hell yeah.
And then next up, we've got your pal Malral.
Uh,
Hey, I'm Malral, your pal, and I am Big Dragonborn Cleric.
Played by Leech of the Bronze. I play RPGs and a bunch of other stuff, including running other games, usually on the weekends. If you like that, feel free to come by my place.
The end. Thank you, Litro. And
I
then
didn't know how to end it.
last but never least, we have our favorite cat girl knight / cat girl barbarian, Shawnee.
Don't forget, real ass, not a cat girl, normal ass guy, living suit of armor, Sif. I play games, I do art. I don't really have much to say today. I may or may not be streaming next week because I also got to organize cosplay meetups at a convention next week. But I'll be sure to share photos and stuff with you guys. Nothing else to say besides I love you guys. That's all. Love you.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Sif. Alright, everybody. Previously on Eberron Ashes of the Last War, our plucky group of adventurers were heading to a fey cave where the shattered soul of a famous bard who offended the Queen of the Summer Court was trapped, to be surrounded by his mistakes for all time. Upon arriving there, the party got to see a room that was covered in strange crystalline masses full of people, and the half plant animatronic parts of this shattered bard's psyche were then blasting everybody with bizarre, discordant tunes, which the party, in a unusual turn of events, decided to actually roll well on literally everything the entire battle. So it went by a lot faster than we might have otherwise planned. But with that, they were eventually able to defeat the Shattered Song, and from his remains, they did find a Lyre of Communion, a rare magical item which will allow the listeners of the player to basically attune to the heart of the performer, which can be for good or ill, depending on how you basically act when you play. And they gave this to their dear little bard Larissa as they returned to Greywall, turned in a crystal of the Death Scream / Swan Song of the bard to the daughter of Sorrowful, otherwise known as Soracatra, who in exchange gave them an invitation to the International Battle of the Bards in Sharn. signed by the King of Brayland. They attended the event, had a nice family dinner, circling back in Quest 3 when they had a big dinner together before their tournament arc. And then they entered the competition itself, where, despite the overwhelming level of racist discrimination Larissa received, she opened her heart and told an epic operatic song called Heroes and Dreams about the lovely people that she had met along the way and how they were her heroes and all of the adventures and aspirations they had achieved and will achieve in the future using the Lyre of Communion. And with this, the broke through all of the ice of the assembled audience and judges, and in a surprise twist to possibly no one, Larissa won and was selected as the champion of the Battle of the Bards, the Siren of Sharn. And with this, they are returning to Greywall to celebrate her victory, as well as, perhaps there will be some other things occurring in Greywall when they arrive. And so with that, as our heroes arrive once more in the big city, past the towering gray walls, they return to their mansion as the streets are full of local monster people cheering Larissa on. Apparently, word got around that she won, as their local Greywall hometown girl is a champion. So lots of people come up to you guys, and people want Larissa's autograph, and they want your autographs because you guys are, everybody here already knows you guys are amazing. So it's just this big spirit of celebration and celebrity for you all. And so, upon returning through the masses to your mansion, Lily will open the door, and she has a cake made on the dinner table that is shaped like a bird wing.
Oh, welcome back, everyone.
Oh, did you make this?
I did. The governor told everybody about Larissa's victory, and so I thought it would be nice if I made a cake for everyone.
The governor? Oh my. But this looks delicious, Lily.
I hope it is. I hope you all enjoy it.
You must have worked hard on it. Please, sit it down. We can all get a slice.
She quick draws some knives out of her apron, and in a whirlwind of metal and fingers, you see the cake is perfectly cut into sufficient slices for everybody here.
Hmm.
I don't know if I've ever had cake. This is exciting.
You just see Mal Rao take like a full cake slice, place it perfectly in his giant maw, like a big puzzle piece, and just close.
Wait, like never had a piece of cake before?
Hardly many reasons to celebrate things in the Feywild.
You don't have birthdays where you're from?
Do you think that a birthday is a blink in the eye for Fey? So, no, we do not exactly celebrate it very often. Hard to keep track sometimes.
Shawnee just looking at Kamara like, I can't believe she's never had a birthday before.
She had a birthday with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But more birthday.
But
Never had.
birthday.
It's just not in the culture. I don't know what to tell you, but... What flavor is this one, Lily?
It is a chocolate fudge with a layer of fudge and a buttercream frosting.
Sounds delicious. She'll pick up her slice and start eating with a smile on her face.
Everyone nods.
Euphoria's doing the almond mom thing where she's just eating the cake but like leaving the icing.
How considerate. Yeah, you all get to have some tasty cake, or not tasty if you hate chocolate.
Mal Rao will eat Euphoria's frosting.
Thank you.
Shifters can eat chocolate, right? That's a thing.
Oh no!
Oh no! The next scene is just Kamar and Shani on the toilet fighting for their lives.
Aw. Forget all of our plans. We gotta take him to the vet.
Get your Revivify ready. We got our 2 cats eat chocolate. Thankfully, you're not dog shifters.
No, but warning, cats, I don't believe can eat mushrooms, I think is the thing. They get real sick and the same way a dog if they eat chocolate.
No idea.
Listen.
Yeah.
We may have the ears, but we are simply built different. And like Shawnee kind of baby barfs the chocolate. It hurts so good.
That cat thing where they sniff it and then just kind of like.
Meanwhile, Prince is just eating a slice of cake.
They have the cucumber cat face. Lily just sitting there heartbroken.
But
Oh.
I take it everything went well.
Extremely. Never been an easier mission.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm happy that you guys get to have so many celebrations back to back.
What?
Nani?
Hey, wait, first off, we should talk to the star of the show, the birthday girl herself, Larissa. Has it really like set in for you that you like won? I don't know. You beat up every other bod.
You see, Larissa has put the cake on top of her trophy as she eats it.
I think it's set in for her.
Oh yeah, like it was a lot, not gonna lie, you guys are amazing. But after once I started jiving and everything, it kind of seemed like, it was gonna happen. And so, I figured that, it'd be pretty cool if people really think it's fascinating that somebody like me is here eating cake. Wait, what were we talking about?
I'm just happy you, Larissa.
She gives you a big chocolate, inner teeth faggy smile.
Well, there's gonna be plenty more cake where this came from, considering, that in a few days is your guys' big day.
Is there a wedding?
Oh, no. Well, unless one of you is getting married.
No, I don't believe so.
Looks
I don't
immediately
think
to
so.
Euphoria and
Ilya.
yeah.
No, there are no wedding bells ringing last I checked.
Baby steps, Malrel. Baby steps. I mean, come on. Anyways, what are you talking about, Lily? My brain's still a little shaken up from fighting music and then being surrounded by so much music I could not perceive sound and sight and whatever. So, wind my head back a little. What's up?
Oh, the governor announced that in a few days it's the 1-year anniversary of when you rescued all those people like Larissa. So he's gonna have a big celebration thrown for you in Greywall.
Oh, that's good for you guys.
Yeah, at this point,
Wait.
realize only Kamar and Shadi are from that party.
I'm sure we could invite our friends, though, right?
I mean,
this is your big day. You want all the glory, right?
wait a minute. Larissa was there too, but hold on a second. This is on the
Wasn't she the one
governor's
being
tab, right?
rescued?
Yeah, he's having just a massive festival, carnival kind of thing hosted for it.
Oh, we can invite whoever we want then. I got no concerns about money then.
Of
I was afraid it
course.
was going to be one of those, like, your celebration, your bill sort of deals, you know? Like when your friends invite you out to eat and it's your
So
birthday.
rich folks don't work like that. If they're going to throw a party, they want all the credit.
They can have it. I'm okay with that.
Well, of course, you can invite whoever you want. I think the governor is even going to give you guys special permission to invite people who would not normally be allowed outside of the international enclave into Greywall itself.
Oh, that's nice. Good having special privileges, I suppose.
Looks at Asharon. Would that include, like, the speaker? I know she's kind of strung up.
I do think that the Keeper of the Flame would ever be allowed that far away from Flamekeep, especially in a nation where it has a strained relationship with the Church of the Silver Flame based on previous institutions' crusading efforts here.
Nah. But the thought of her having a day where she could just be a kid seemed pretty nice, though, for a second there, huh? Asharon?
Presumably, but I think that if it was my call, I would never allow them into the city.
That's okay. We'll pencil this idea for later. But yeah, no, that's good. We can invite whoever we want. Who do we want?
What about some of the folks from your hometown, Kashan? I'm sure they'd appreciate a day off from rebuilding to celebrate.
I presume I could at least send them a letter or something. I imagine they have greater concerns than celebrating, our past deeds, but I can always ask.
Perhaps Charloon can bring drinks.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all just eager to see Charloon again. Gives a very knowing look in Malrel's direction.
He scratches his chin and looks away.
Of course, I imagine you'd want to invite your coach and your professor, assuming they can stand each other long enough.
I don't know. I get the feeling one of them will have a harder time standing than the other when they show up.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Oh my.
There were those two, like, hot chicks that helped us out on the airship and that undead town. The vampire and the lich lady? I don't know. They seem like bad bitches. I don't want them to show up.
Oh, I remember them. I used some of my A+ material on them.
Sharon goes, yes, the Ladies Lever, I believe is what they were called.
Kalina and Esmeralda, I believe their names were.
Okay, well, I mean, it'd be interesting for them to show up again. We've fought together. We've talked together. Makes sense.
Yo, you should invite Magnolia.
Oh, I agree. I'd like to bring Maggie.
Can we bring the whole, I mean...
No.
I mean, I was gonna ask if Oriana and Augustus and the kids could come. Like, I just want to see
that so fast. Oh, that was so fast.
Euphoria, don't tell me you want to see them again. They're so small and cute. Their little accents, they kill me.
Which one is Magnolia again?
Magnolia is my youngest.
I think I remember seeing them.
Could Maggie bring her half siblings at least?
Oh, I guess we can invite them too.
Darling, it's only for the best. They did help us along the way.
I guess.
Besides, we could tease them a bit more.
Hmm.
Doesn't that make it better?
Hmm.
Is there a limit on how many people we can bring?
Oh no, you can invite whoever you want. It's gonna be a celebration for the whole city, so I imagine, the governor would be happy with any positive publicity.
I could invite LD and his gang out here. I mean, like any publicity is good, right? If Greywall, if LD expanded in the Greywall, I mean, it's not the worst thing, right? Just a thought. I don't know. It might be fun to see him get drunk though for once.
We should get Kairos and his prudish cousin.
Oh yeah. I have not spoken to Kyra since the airship. Not that that's weird or anything. I mean, we all spoke to him on the airship. I mean, but yeah. Yeah, we can invite Kairos. Why are you moving me? I didn't say anything.
No, nothing. I think it's a grand idea.
Okay.
Well, excellent. That just give me the list and I'll have invitations sent to everyone.
I feel like go ahead, Ilya.
I don't exactly think that invitations are warranted, but I can at least reach out to some people I know.
Which people would that be?
I'm weighing the options, but I had the thought of the children that Snow looks after, giving them a nice day. But part of me is scared.
I think it's a swell idea. They can play with Oriana's kids. Turn them loose.
Turn them loose. I don't know exactly how a should handle the situation, but I do think that they deserve it. I'll send them a message. It's fine.
Okay then. But yeah, you guys can give any NPCs that you want, or you just say you invite literally everybody you've encountered in your travels, and they will be invited and show up. Lily will send
on our
out...
tab. Brett, let them come.
Yeah, Lily will send out messages.
Trixie too.
What'd you say?
Crowd Trixie too.
Well, yeah, she lives in the city.
They live. Yeah.
They're one of the head people of the city. They will likely be attending this festival, considering it was her daughter that was one of the people that was stolen. But yeah, so you guys can send out all of the invitations and everything. And so in the time leading up to everyone...
I just imagine Malral just sitting there at a table with a bunch of tiny envelopes, constantly just licking these tiny little envelopes, sitting them down in the corner and going to the next one.
By the way, has Malral moved back into the house, or is he still living with Trixia?
Probably he's moved out by now.
Okay. So you're back.
He didn't want to impose. He didn't want to impose more than he had to.
Okay. All right. So in the time, but after you send out the invitations leading up to the festival, I believe we're gonna start knocking out these interlude activities for the. Remember, folks, this is the last interlude of the campaign. So first up, we have Malral. I believe you wanted to do something. What is it you want to do?
We're going to have a cookout. Get the barbecue out in the backyard. Get the grill going. Get all the burgers flying, hot dogs going, and everyone's free to come out with all the drinks they want. Everyone in the house.
Does that include some of that fire whiskey that you were cooking up the last celebration?
Oh, hell yeah, it does.
Excellent.
And of course, if you have anything else you want to add to the mix, feel free to.
But yeah, Malral will be working at the grill with his large kiss the cook apron on his oversized belly, constantly flipping and messing around with the burgers. There's old-fashioned 4th of July cookout kind of like setup where there's just like a bunch of like yard games of just everyone hanging out, drinking, going on until the night with food. And Malral even has a special setup to where he uses some of his cleric fire magic to set off like makeshift fireworks in the night. But as he finishes like cooking up some of the grills and he's passing out the burgers and hot dogs and whatever else everyone may have brought as food, basically just like make whatever you want, put it on a table, and everyone just goes up and fills their plate.
Malral, I feel like I'm running into this a lot now that we're having a bit of downtime, but what the hell is a hot dog?
I don't know.
It's a Sean delicacy.
It's a tube of meat, but I do
You're-
not know where the
sounds-
meat comes from.
You're not.
It
saying
sounds very
it.
appetizing the way you're describing it.
Listen, allow me to create a scene for you. It's a late night in the city. It's dark and musty. After hours from work, you're tired. The one solace you see on your way home from work, the one light in the dark streetway, is old Joey and his hot dog stand. Nice toasted bun, nice tube of unknown, unconspicuous meat, some toppings of ketchup and relish.
It's the best kind.
The man at the market I got them from said they were served best when put between two slices of bread and covered in chili and cheese.
I've never
Hedgehog
worked a day in
chicken.
my life, so I'm having a bit of troubles with this image, but I think it sounds comforting, doesn't it?
Is this some kind of peasant food? I'm too rich to understand.
Yeah, Jeeves, throw it to the poor.
Learning all sorts of new things about mortal cuisine.
Well, if you don't like those, then I do have some good old-fashioned burgers here. And a few Dragonborn delights here. Classics.
He pulls out some shish kebabs that has like a mix of both meat, vegetables, and a few veggies, like all cooked and grilled on a large pike.
I believe can I just have one of you called it the burgers, but just like the meat part?
You don't want the bun, or the cheese, or the lettuce, or the tomato, or the...
Well, I have had steak, but not much else that would compare to this, so I'm going to at least start with something simple.
All right, but just so you know, it is already spiced, and there are onions and cheese cooked into it.
Oh, that is all right.
The real loss out of this is the fact that Oriana isn't here to say hamburger.
True.
It is
Hamburger.
It is an hamburger.
And then the little children going, hamburger!
Hamburger, hamburger.
I need to see them again.
He also takes the toasted honey infused buns and presses them against the grill a little bit so they get that nice charred edge. So there's a little bit more of that crunch whenever you bite into the burger.
Larissa is just feasting on so much meat. She has just her like cheeks have been colored based on the amount of condiments slathered against them, as she is just devouring hot dog after burger after hot dog.
Kamar off to her side, occasionally like wiping her face with a napkin.
And
But as
no, sorry, continue.
as everyone is like sitting down and eating, Malral comes to the table with his own plate now that everyone else has had a chance to fix their own. He sits down at like the head of the table and he looks down the table at everyone.
If I could say, it has been a great honor fighting amongst all of you. But more than just fighting. Living amongst all of you. Learning from your own life experiences. Going through the same struggles you have. It feels good, your companionship. It feels like a proper family. One I had not felt in a very long time, and one that I had sorely missed. So I just wanted to say I thank all of you for being that hole in my heart that I had not had in a very long time. And I hope this meal that I used to have with my parents and my parents had with their own parents in similar fashion, I hope it shows just how much I appreciate all of you.
That's really, really sweet, Malrow. And I think if it's something that you've learned, that I've learned, and maybe I'm speaking for all of us as well, but there's more than one way to find a family. So thank you.
I think we can cheers to that.
He holds up his mug of ale.
Everyone
Lifts her a glass of whiskey.
Glass of wine.
All the companions raise their beverages except for Silonia, who just raised a glass of water.
No.
To family.
To family.
To family.
To family.
The family. The family! Family. And to family.
Cheers! And he downs his entire drink.
Everyone will also take a swig of theirs, except for Larissa, who unhinges her jaw like an anaconda and just drains it all at once. And Silonia just puts her glass down right after the toast, so she doesn't need to eat or drink anymore.
But luckily for her, there's more than just eating and drinking. There's also tons of games as well. And as soon as Malral gets done like eating his own food, he basically goes around and grabs a few people, including Silonia, trying to get them to come join him for a few of the backyard games, including things like darts, a Dragonborn version of volleyball, where instead of a normal volleyball, it is more of a like a hot potato kind of version. A bit more literal, but he may have cooled it down a bit just for the non-fire resistant friends. The net still is on fire, though.
But Ness is
we
also
need
on
some
fire.
cornhole.
Get real
Not
white
the
people barbecue.
cornhole.
There's a large, just like part where he's got two barrels, and he puts straps in them, and he just has it where people just run into each other to see who gets knocked down first.
Ah, finally, something Kai Shen was made for. Time to square up.
Something he made kind of just for Salonia, so she could put some of her like tech skills to use. Was like he got a bunch of like old scrap that he would like put together, and he would have like a small little like build contest for like simple builds for like a tiny little machine to like glide and see who would like go the farthest.
Okay.
Just a bunch of games just for everyone to have a fun night with.
Yeah. Everybody, all of your companions will participate in various games. Silonia is very much doing her own thing. She's just, much like they said at the at Shard. I remember that lady. She just looks more depressed now. So that's kind of her vibe at the party. Is she will always do like a polite smile and stuff if anybody talks to her, but mostly she just kind of sulks. But as is tradition, Kai Shen will square up with anyone.
Get in there,
For
Shawnee.
1d4 long darts.
But Yeah, is there any particular games or festivities that anybody wishes to do over the course of this, or you just wish to revel in your own little ways without going into detail? So just let me know if you want to do something specific or note something specific. Otherwise, it will be a enjoyable time had by all.
I think Ilya would probably just be kind of not participating very much, just kind of being wine mom, and just kind of watching, just taking in the mortal festivities
Mhm.
and how they work. Just kind of taking mental notes, if you will.
Euphoria will be trying her hand at several
Mhm.
yard games, being very competitive, but clearly not very good at them. But
I mean, you might be
having
good at
fun nonetheless.
you might be good at the hot potato volleyball game, the hybrid game
True,
that
true,
is.
true.
You're
Fire
also fire
resistance comes in
resistant.
handy.
Yep. Um, yeah, as you play your games, is there anything you want to do, Shawnee?
Hmm. I think. Hmm.
Kaishin is ready for you in the barrel.
I don't like how you said that. It's so
Uh,
intimidating.
uh,
I think in the Venn diagram that is like the circle of space of Asharan and Silonia, Shawnee would be in the middle of those two circles in the Venn diagram and constantly just make sure they have something to eat or do. Asharan's a lot better now, but
Yeah.
Silonia is starting to drip and it's just
how about you, Kamar?
Really just kind of soaking in all the good vibes, not really doing anything in like particular. She might join a game or two, but just kind of living in the moment, just kind of vibing, enjoying the space.
we could use a pool.
Next expansion, getting a pool. Ilya, I
I feel like
believe,
enough of us have spells where we could just make a pool if we wanted to.
but that's work for you guys. You could get other people to do it for you.
Creating
Ilya,
jobs in the
I
job market.
believe there was something you wanted to talk about over the course of the night here.
Yeah. So this would be as things are winding down, probably. So she's not really left the table very much. She's just kind of sitting there thinking and generally being a bit quiet, but she's present, she's happy, she's smiling, she's and watching intently. But as people kind of slowly start to come back, and just kind of sit down and there's probably some cookies or whatever. No, not cookies because a good amount of the party can't eat cookies. More cake. Let's say more cake. Um, she's just kind of going to speak up a bit. I apologize that I didn't join in the festivities tonight. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone in a way. But I just wanted to say a very warm and hearty thank you to all of you for, I suppose, everything. You know, when when I joined you, and she gestures to Shani and Kamar. It was a pretty dark place. A very, very dark place. But with everything that's happened, I truly feel like I've finally rediscovered myself and found that spark, that joy, that love that I had in my heart before. And the fact that some of you come to call me even a muscly figure is beyond my imagination. Now, before you get any ideas, no, I'm not going anywhere quickly. But she'll nod to Kamar and Euphoria and say, but some of you do know that this will not be forever. It's eventually, once I figured it out, I'm going to go back to the Feywild. And I'm going to bring all the orphans, all the people that were lost when the Fey Spires rose, back with me to make sure that they can be reunited with their family. Now, I will still be here. The door will be open, I hope. But it's been bugging me that I've been thinking through these plans and everything without everyone knowing. So, I don't expect I'll figure it out for 5 or 10 years, but when all this is over, that's where I'll be.
Are you gonna stay in the mortal realm for a while to get everything organized, maybe like a year or two? Or is this happening right away,
No.
when we're done?
It's going to take me some time. No one's managed to reconnect yet. But I think it will happen. We'll see how long.
Looks
Kamar.
over at Kamar and just whispers, "Does this mean you're getting 2 Christmases?"
2 Christmases. Wait, what does that mean?
I mean, you'll have a mom here and a mom there. So that means you'll get a Christmas with them and a Christmas with them.
That brings up a good question. If you're going to the Feywild, then what will happen to you? As Kaishan looks at Euphoria.
She kind of in a very uncharacteristic way kind of averts her eyes a little bit and just goes, "Well, I'm going to.
Hmm?
Or at least I hope so. See, when all this is done, I plan on taking Juby's place. If I can."
Okay, we've had this talk before, and I am full of burgers and don't want to be wordy right now, but I thought the whole point of us saving Juby was that no one was gonna have to make the sacrifice play. You can still go to the
Someone has to,
and we
Shawnee,
can
and my girl deserves to live the life that she wants to live.
And if she doesn't want to give it up,
Then that's her choice. And I'll be satisfied knowing that I did everything that I should.
But is that a choice you want to make? I mean, if we find someone else, or Oberon manages to
Who?
find some,
You give me a name and we'll consider it.
have you
But
even looked?
are you really willing to just take any old person and
I mean, we
put
can
them in
put
her
some,
place?
we can put up some help wanted ads.
This ain't the time for jokes, Malrel, but
I'm just saying, if we find someone who actually wants the position rather than
It's
feeling
not
like they
just
need to be
about wanting it.
obligated.
They have
not-
to be able to beat an archfey in singular combat.
And we've seen what it's like when the wrong person becomes the Houndmaster.
We
I
can get a
know.
lot of incredible people. I'm just saying, there's probably
And
a candidate
I'm
out there.
one of them.
But
I know that this is something that I can do, that I want to do.
you know the restrictions that Oberon put on Juby, right? Like, she didn't talk to us because she didn't want to. We figured that out, right? We figured that part out. You know, she wasn't allowed to, right?
She never
Now,
received any of my messages. No.
yeah. What about you? What if he restricts you like that?
Well, that's
Well, I like to think I got a little more willpower than my goody two shoes daughter.
and that's the thing. If the portal is constructed, people can come and go.
Exactly.
We're not
How
going to
long
be
would that take? You don't know,
5,
right?
10 years.
5, 10 years?
But I'm confident that within the first, I will at least be able to learn how to get us there and back.
I still don't think this solves the problem.
What is the problem
What
then?
is the problem?
You still won't be there for your daughter. You've just moved the problem.
I will be freeing my daughter if that is what she wants. My daughter is grown.
Silonia
She
will,
can live.
will raise her hand and say, I was there when we defeated the Houndmaster previously, and we killed the Houndmaster. That was how Jubilee was able to take the sword. I feel like this is the unaddressed issue in this plan.
I mean, that's not like the only way to get her out of it, is it? I mean,
I just
The-
have to beat her.
Are you sure?
That's what she said.
She doesn't
you
know everything, though. She didn't even know that we were sending her messages.
I think she knows the rules about her own position and how she might lose it.
And you know that for solid. You know that the Fae aren't pulling another trick. Like they
they
are.
don't lie. They just twist words.
And much as I loathe to admit it, I trust my mother's insight on the situation as well. She knows more about breaking packs
Facts
than
be as
anybody.
they may, and as much as we may not want to say it, Juby, at the moment, is a fae. If she's said this, that is the truth.
Or at least what she believes to be the truth.
She
I just know that Jubilee made this decision on her own, and it was something that she knew and thought it was right at the time. I mean, she might not even give it up to you, the position.
If she doesn't, then she doesn't. But I would be remiss if I didn't at least try.
Kamar, this all is a very interesting conversation based on the very specific things that you saw when you went into the future. When you saw the bad endings of every character, and you talked to the Kamar from another reality who this fight didn't end well for Euphoria when she tried it.
Even if you do this, it doesn't solve the problem. Even if she accepts, she's still in the world without a mother. Again, you're not solving the problem. You're just moving it.
Malrao, I know this might be difficult for you to understand. In her life, all the time, all day, every day.
The
So long as I do right by her, that is enough.
first part of your statement didn't come through. Whatever you said before in her life.
I said it might be difficult for you to understand, but my daughter doesn't need me to be in her life all day, every day.
And this is not a forever, this is not a cutoff that will never be able to be solved. It's if Juby wants to come by and visit, she is more than welcome to at any time to stay at my house. Just as you all are. This is not going to be the same.
But why does it have to be a sacrifice?
Is it a sacrifice?
It is. You're giving up your own life to do something you don't want to do for someone else so they can live their life. Why can we not find another person who both wants to do this and is willing to do so? And is
I
able to
do
do so.
want. You are not listening to me.
You want to do it
I
so you can
want
help your
this.
daughter. That is the only reason.
Would you not do it for your children?
I'm just saying there can be another way where you can help your daughter and not give
Then
up your
tell
entire
me.
life.
I have been
just
here
told
for
you.
months. I have been here for months trying to find a way.
You know, there is that organization that wanted us to. I can't remember the name of them, but you know the people who are having us fight the Ashbringers secretly or whatever. I'm sorry, the name slips me because
They never
Burger
actually did
Belly.
tell you their name. They just said that they were
Oh.
funding you. That's how
I-
secret they were being. They didn't even tell you who they were. You just know
I mean-
agent of them, Sharnakorova, who is a shadow dragon.
Got it.
I'm just saying it doesn't have to be
I-
you. You don't have
Then
to give up
who?
your life. We
Listen.
can find someone else.
Who?
Hey, listen, both of you, real quick. All right, I've digested the burgers. I got the talking stick. All right, listen, we are gonna fight the Ashbringers, right? And we're gonna succeed, right? That's a pretty big fucking deal. I'm sure whatever things we need to get done, we can put in a request. I mean, if these people that we're working for are so secretive and powerful to help back us against the Ashbringers and think we've got a chance, we can probably request, hey, listen, can you help us look into finding a solution that doesn't involve someone potentially getting a tragic ending?
Wait,
just-
it's looking right now. I don't think it's a good idea, Euphoria. I don't think it's going to end how you want it to end.
This is why I wasn't going to say anything.
So you were just going to go behind our backs?
Malra, please.
I'm not mad. I'm just. We've dealt with enough. You know, I figured at some point we'd get a happy little ending to tie us off, and you know everything would work out for us after all the shit we've been through. But
I've cooked you food. I invited you into my life. I see you as family, and I don't want to trade one family member for another. There is another way, and you do not need to feel like you need to sacrifice yourself to do so.
Well, if you find a way, you tell me. Because as of right now, I'm not asking permission.
How about
For what I'm
instead of
doing.
rushing to it after we complete this next mission,
Rushing.
you and I actually look for someone. We take the time to actually look for someone who is both capable and willing to do it. Someone who would actually want to do it. Someone with a sense of duty that would actually feel they can and want to, rather than feeling like they have to do it in order to sacrifice their lives so another person can live.
There is. You all. This is breaking my heart. I just. This is not going to be a sad ending. I understand the fear. I understand the pain. I felt it too.
The person with the future sight even said this was going to end badly.
Okay, listen, Malral, tone it down a little, all right?
I just
Okay,
this is not a bad ending. If Jubilee says no, then we're better to look after her than the Feywild.
yeah.
Can you deny that? We are
No,
losing her every day. I know you folks know the Fae only in the bad, and trust me, I understand. I lived it for 50 years. She needs someone. And even before Euphoria came into this picture, I I knew that eventually I would go back and I would be there for her. Because I'm not going to stay here in the mortal realm for, longer than I have to. I can't watch everyone I care about die again. It's just it's more than I can handle. And this is I understand it's scary. I understand it's a sad situation, but I want to go. And I know that Euphoria does too. I just
It's not like Jubilee where she's by herself.
you're right. I don't know about everyone else, but I think I was just afraid, but you two have been focusing on this longer than any of us, so
the
all we can
portal
really do is put our faith into your words, but
the portal will always be open for you to come. We are not going to be disconnected like we were with Juby. I am making goddamn sure of that. You can always come by. And trust me, I know that when I get there, I'm going to do my best to teach the Fae to be better people than they are right now. So that's something I know I'm going to do.
Meryl just looks at Euphoria and seemingly trying to hold off a headache. Just, we have so many powerful connections. Have you even asked any of them if they have a solution? If they have someone that could take their place other than you?
Mal, I'm sorry, I know you're asking you for it, but I think they're making this decision. And even if we don't like it, we should support them through it and have faith that
No.
they know what they're.
I want an answer to my question. Have you looked for another solution? Because you say you have. I want to know. Have you asked any of our other friends?
I have asked the most knowledgeable person on the subject matter. I got an answer. And if someone is going to take her place, I'd rather it be me. I'm not going to ask anyone else to do the task that I want to do. I know that it's difficult to understand, but I'm not just doing this for Juby. Of course, that's a huge part of it. It's the reason I came in the first place. But, and she'll take Ilya's hand. I realize there's another future for me. One that I wasn't expecting. And so if Ilya wants to go to the Feywild, I'll be there for her.
I'm not saying you can't go to the Feywild. I'm just... Forget it. You've already made up your mind. And clearly you don't want to listen to any of us.
Well,
Mara gets up and
unfortunately, I'm
takes
just as
his
stubborn
plate
as
inside.
you.
You've made your choice. I clearly can't change it. Mara picks
I
up his
can't
plate and
change-
starts walking inside. Clearly done with the evening.
Yes, Euphoria.
Nope, she was going to say something to Myra, but he's gone, so.
All right. And on that note,
Would it
the-
be possible for Shawnee to ask Ilya and Euphoria something aside after, all this?
okay.
I'm sorry, if we don't have time, I can just
Nope,
hold off.
That's fine. I'm going to be moving the next thing anyway because it does not seem appropriate
Yeah.
after the way this panned out. So, yeah, as it's winding down with Malrao gone, I'm going to first go, is there anything you wish to do, Kamar? Shawnee wants to talk to Ilya and Euphoria for a little bit. Would you like to talk to anybody, or are you ready to peace out of this?
Oh yeah, she's feeling real uncomfortable at the moment.
1, 2, 3.
So,
I'm uncomfortable. Okay.
She's gonna sink back into her little insides and just kind of
Okay.
look like she's busy.
Okay. So Shawnee, your last words with Ilya and Euphoria.
Ilya, do you Euphoria, could I talk to you two for a second?
Of course, darling.
I know you two gotta go, but I mean, eventually to the Feywild. I mean, I don't just mean going to bed. We all have to do that. But Ilya, when you said that you didn't want to see anyone die again, did you mean like all of us? Like if when our days come, will you just be in the Feywild?
No.
So when I go, you guys will be there, right?
Darling, I do not plan on leaving any of you behind.
And
Okay?
then she pulls in Euphoria and Ilya really tightly, very scared, going, "Oh, it was really scary the first time, and imagining it again without you two." She just clenches the two of them a little bit.
Darling, we'll be there for you.
Okay. I'm sure I'll be a lot cooler about it when I'm an old grandma, but
And despite what the situations might seem like, goodbyes aren't forever.
I know. I just want everyone. I don't want to settle for anything less after everything we've been through, but I know that's not how it works.
No, darling, you'll have us.
I know. Might not be the way I want, but I'll have you guys.
Always.
And with that, they'll just hug for a little longer before they all have to go to bed and wind off the night.
Okay. So with that, the big celebration ends on a rather somber note. But the future messages have been made clear. And so with that, we're gonna skip the next thing and change the order of it a bit. So we're jumping to Kamar. It's our most awkward kitty, Kamar. I believe there was a conversation you wanted to have.
Oh, yes. So she is going to seek out the target in question.
Hey, yo.
Are they target? Where might Silonia be at the moment?
You can find her. Actually, she's not in her workshop. She is on one of the upper story balconies, just kind of leaning against it as her spider bot projects various arcane formula and stuff next to her. She just kind of is staring very just kind of distantly into the landscape.
Mm-hmm. So Kamar will kind of join her on the balcony, a bit off to the side at first, just kind of looking in the same direction as she is off in the distance. A little quiet at first, before she finally kind of turns to her. Silonia, do you mind if we talk for a moment?
Oh, Mar, of course. How can I help you?
I know this is really so long overdue. And I mean, it's pretty obvious how distant we've really been with each other. And going into these last moments, this battle ahead of us, I don't want it to be awkward between us anymore. I want to be your friend again. I want us to talk and nerd out like we used to. And just seeing you like this, I just want to be able to help.
Silonia kind of does a very thin, forced smile. I wish there was some little simple solution that could make things go back to the way it was, but ever since the last stand, I've learned a lot about all the things I didn't actually know. And I've been struggling with I don't need to sleep anymore. I don't need to eat anymore. I don't need to drink anymore. And it's just given me more time to think. And it's hard for me to view myself the same way anymore. I know I'm not human. I don't feel human. And she holds up her left arm, and you just see the various prismatic cracks in it kind of strobe for a bit. And she goes, I'm a simulacrum. My entire life has been a lie, and I don't know if what you're dealing with now is even worth trying to go back to what it once was. I don't feel like that person anymore. I don't feel like anyone anymore.
I can only imagine what you're going through right now, what type of emotions you're experiencing, and I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you like I should have been.
No, I'm sorry for everything I did to you and how I made you feel. It wasn't fair to you and it didn't do anybody any good. I'm sorry that I drove you away in every possible way.
I'll walk a little closer and hesitantly put a little hand on top of hers. It's okay. Really, it is. I shouldn't have reacted that way. Malral and everyone are constantly claiming us as a family, and I want us to be that way, really and truly. No matter if you feel human or not, you're still a part of us, a part of this team, a part of this family. And I want to be there for you. I want to see it through to the end. And I want to see you truly smile again. And I'm going to make that happen.
You know what I think about the most in my time alone? I wonder what Silonia was like. I know that everything that I thought was Silonia was just, well, I guess have one up over most people rather than it being metaphorical. I am quite literally the worst traits of my father and mother put together. And I wonder how much of that is just what I was created to think to present as a protection system for myself. And that's what you all knew, and that's what you all appreciated up until, well, we all discovered that wasn't the case in actuality. And I wonder if Silonia had friends, and where are they now? Well, though they're probably dead, or what did she want to be when she grew up, and what were her favorite things, or what even about her, if there was anything that is actually me, besides simply a body. And when you think about that, it just further makes you realize that there was nothing really real about you all along, when you don't even know if you actually even like those romance novels, or that was just something created to prevent a psychotic breakdown. And I struggle, having realized how broken I truly am. I struggle to relate to you and to everyone else, because at the end of the day, you at least know what you are. I only know what I was made to be. I was just meant to hurt people.
Have to be the case, especially not now. You are your own person, and I know I'm not as good with the words or can make the best solutions as my sister. She's so good at words. hard for me to express what I feel right now. That the same person that, we hold hands and talked about books, that was you, I'm convinced. Who danced on the beach. Granted, not well. I mean, neither of us can dance well, but it was you the whole time. It wasn't anybody else. The memories you have with us traveling together, the moments we shared, they're real and they're you.
You know that means that everything else would have been me too. The obsession, the destruction, the appeasement, the suffering, all of that would be just as much a creation of what I am as any memory that we shared together.
We can work through it. Can we can find a solution. We can get past this and grow and continue growing. Past doesn't have to define us. We have a whole future we can mold.
I talked this over with Malral a while ago, and maybe it's different when you exist somewhat a part of and in control of time. But I know that I possess knowledge and capabilities. It's literally the very fiber of my being that created not only the destructive power of the Mournlands itself, but also the very threat to this world that we are trying to stop now. And even if we put this threat away, there will always be someone, something, some organization, some kingdom who thinks that they can do it right this time. And they will do everything in their power to find me and have me fulfill my design. And I have to say that doesn't give me a very optimistic outlook for moving on in my life. I don't want to make any more weapons. I don't want to kill millions for the sake of some idiot's ambition ever again.
Right, you have your own free will. Your creation was not your fault. This is not because of you, it is because of others who want to do horrible things. But we're here for you. We'll protect you, and that's what I want to spend my life doing, is making sure that they don't use you for those purposes, that you can be your own person. Leave you, too. No, good.
Okay. She kind of puts her right hand over her face for a moment. I think it's funny that you say that, because they're all going to leave eventually. Euphoria and Ilya will go into the Feywilds for an eternity. your sister, Mal Rao, Kai Shen, everyone. You're gonna die of old age. And I don't know the effects that your own temporal control will have, but at this point, I'm at least 80 years old and seemingly unaffected by age. And I'll be alone. And there'll be nobody there to protect me anymore.
I don't think that's true. I don't know what my temporal magic will bring about, or how long I'm going to live, or anything like that, but I intend to make the most out of my life and making sure that you can live yours happily. Truly happy. I want that for you. You deserve this. You deserve to be your own person. You deserve to like your own things. And we can make that happen. We can. You just have to trust me.
She turns to look at you, and you notice that she's, despite her not effectuating like any kind of facial changes, you do see a kind of prismatic liquid kind of dripping out of her eyes down her cheeks as she looks at you and puts her other hand over yours and just says, I appreciate everything that you've done for me, and I know that you want for the best, and I want to believe you, and I want to put my faith in you and everyone else. And although I can't really feel things like I used to, I'm afraid that I will always be just one anchor away from losing everything. And I don't think that'll change ever. I think that's just what I am.
Well, then we'll just have to prove it to you then. I know I can say a lot of words and but I'll show it. I will prove it to you. Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Well, I guess if there's anyone who can do it, it's our little mistress of time. And she'll kind of just give you a hug.
She'll hug her back and kind of pull back for a second and just give a little kiss on the cheek before she hugs her again.
I hope you're happy in anything that happens after this. You deserve to be happy.
So do you. Silonia. So do you. I know you said you don't really want to eat anymore, but I'd love to have some tea with you or something.
She kind of looks at her left hand as she wipes away some of the prismatic fluid from her cheeks, and it just kind of like soaks into the cracks in her skin. And she goes, maybe a cup of tea would be nice. Lead the way.
Kind of grab for her hand and lead her downstairs then.
Okay. And is there anything of particular note you wish to do with the tea, or just have a quiet moment with Silonia and the tea?
Quiet, just kind of basking in each other's presence and maybe chatting a little about the book she's reading, so.
You notice that, like, Silonia tries to be, like, involved in talking about the book. She, is unfortunately very out of practice because she hasn't really read anything in months aside from, doomsday weapon analytics and the horrifying memories of her life. But she tries to at least engage with you on that. And you do tell that she is actively trying to put in an effort to seem attached. Like, if you've ever seen Watchmen, she is very much trying to be a sympathetic Dr. Manhattan right now. There's definitely, like, she's struggling with processing emotions, as it seems like there is something alien about it to her now, but she's trying.
Trying to keep her as engaged as possible.
Yeah. Okay. And I think with that, you'll have a quiet evening before eventually you have to go to bed, and Silonia will continue studying memory crystals that she took from the last stand before its collapse into implosion. But she does seem to be a little less depressed and standing a little straighter as she does it.
Standing a little what now? Sorry.
A little gayer. Sorry. I meant gayer, not
Thank
straighter.
you.
Like what
Kamara will
spaghetti?
probably ask to, like, just be around her and while she's doing this, and probably just, like, end up falling asleep in the area that she's doing her studies in.
Silonia will put a little blanket over you as, you get tuned out of the constant, just very esoteric planar formula that she keeps, like, repeating and editing, being projected from her spider bot. And you hear sometimes the droning voice of one of the artificers from the last stand talking about some esoteric aspect of chimeric energy or Project Phoenix in some way. And you'll have that the next morning. I do have a question for Shawnee. In light of your timelines, do you wish to do your thing with the Ilya right now, or
I can do it if Ilya wants to do it.
I don't know how long it will take, so I don't want to have you get rushed or anything, because it's
your call.
You, Ilya, and Asharan.
Do you think, Lily? Do you think 15 minutes would be enough?
I think so.
Okay, we could do it, and then when they
if we gotta go, then we'll trail it off.
Okay.
Thank you guys for being.
Oh no, the gate's running! Run!
Okay, Ilya. I believe it's now on you. What do you want to
It
do?
is. So I imagine this is at least like a day later after the dinner, as we will call it. And Ilya's just gonna kind of walk over to Shani's door and just gonna give a very soft and somber knock to it.
About what time of day is this?
Um,
Fresh morning?
honestly, it's probably like honestly more towards like 3 or 4.
Ah, okay. Yeah, Shani would open the door quite like, awake. This is an awake time for a normal person. Oh, hey, Ilya. How can you doing all right? You got any questions about the upcoming celebration? Because I know everyone's been kind of hectic about it in town and stuff, and in the house too.
First of all, I want to make sure that you are feeling better.
I um yeah, it's weird because I had a lot of growing up to do on my own before this whole adventuring thing with my sis and you guys, and then I had a lot of childhood to catch up on while doing this with you
Mm.
guys, so it's a weird balance of maturity and immaturity, but
No, 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 I understand, and trust me, I want to be there for as much as I can, but
I hope you understand. You are missing like how many hundreds of birthdays are you missing?
100 is how long I've been alive. So,
Some rich folk throw a whole, great that great G guy. I can't remember the story about that big half orc in high school, but yeah.
well,
Anyways, small
mm,
talk aside, what can I do you for?
it's a bit of a strange request, but I would like to pick up a bit of where we left off in Sharn. And I'm not very competent, but I want to be, and I want to figure well, other than Lily, but I don't think Lily would be up to this, given her state about being servile to people. I want to learn
Hmm.
how to cook more.
Is it for yourself or for someone in particular?
Well,
Hmm.
if you must know, I'll be open with you since I think you deserve that. I don't really want to be doing any sort of hard labor after all this is done. So maybe, and she'll give like a bit of like a winking look to her and say, maybe I just suppose I want to be a bit more domesticated when the time comes and be ready for that.
I think it was a certain hot sheep shifter that told me that no true girl dreams of labor. So yeah, I get you. And listen, cooking for yourself is all fine and dandy, but that's to survive. Cooking for someone else is a passion. One that I'd be glad to help you learn, but tell you what, I'm gonna go and set up a distraction for Lily, and then you can come down to the
Mm,
kitchen with whoever else or you want to bring or whatever else you want us to work on, okay?
I must admit, I'm immensely curious about your and Sharon's capabilities to do was it a warm cheese?
It's a grilled cheese, but I mean, toast it, grill it, barbecue it, however you want it. It's a good sandwich. I
Barbecue cheese?
It's just a source of heat. I'm sure you could say Malrau's dragon breath cheese too, but it sounds like it'd be a little stinky. All right, I'm gonna go run distractions. You can come on down, and in the meanwhile, while this is happening, I'll try to think of a bougie recipe for whoever it is you could be thinking about. I'm not sure who, but something tells me a run-of-the-mill one won't exactly cut it by her
Yeah,
standards.
surely there is no one in particular that I'm looking to be domesticated for or anything of the sort. But I
It's
can
really
go.
hard. It's really hard to look at you as a maternal figure right now while holding back the urge to say "Ayo," so I'm just gonna go run the distraction real quick.
You know that there's no pleasant way to say this. I'm just trying to be open now. considering.
trust me, Ilya. I certainly had a phase in my life like that too, with that other one. But yeah, I'll see you downstairs. And Shawnee is going to run off but as she runs off, she grabs a vase of water, spills it on Kai Shen's shirt, and pushes him down the stairs towards Lily.
Oh!
Come on, Kai, I need you, Kai Shen. Please follow up on this. It's for a good cause.
Lao Li, I require assistance.
You guys can go across town. Kai Shen can take his shirt off. You guys can get him a new one. Cool.
I apparently require additional shorts. I will take this off now to expedite the acquisition process. And so Kaisha takes off his wet shirt as he just stares down Shoddy. And you see
Ilya
Lily
in the background. Ilya in the background just like kind of looking at him, just saying like, sorry.
He looks up at Ilya and shakes his head. And
it's for love. You'd understand, guys.
He will put his shirt down and grab Lily's hand and say, come, we must go acquire clothing elsewhere.
I will owe you something later, I promise.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. With that, Kashin will take Lily out of the house.
Okay.
Ilya will walk by to Sharon's real quick and just give a quick knock. Much more spirited this time, given the proceedings.
Sharon will open the door and kind of look at you and go, you seem to be in good spirits.
Well, things have been rather interesting in the last, looks at her wrist, 5 minutes. Would you mind joining me and Shani in the kitchen? I would very much like to tap into your grilled cheese prowess.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but the last time I tried to make a grilled cheese, I set the kitchen on fire, and I don't think Lily will allow me in there again.
Oh no, she is well taken care of at the moment.
I see.
Besides, what could be better than 2 ex-assassins learning how to make a grilled cheese?
I think that would probably be the premise of one of Kamar's books.
You know, that sounds oddly familiar now that you bring it up. But either way, I don't know how much time we have, but...
Yes, I'll come. Just give me a second. And they kind of step behind and come out in just a few seconds later, wearing a tank top, and they're in their true form, so you see them all covered in their celestial scars everywhere. And okay, let's go make some grilled cheese.
Yes, let us do that. And she'll walk them down, just kind of like with like a somewhat embarrassed smile on her face, realizing kind of the comedy of this image. But before walking into the kitchen with where I assume Shani is waiting.
Yeah.
She's got like the ingredients out and has been like scribbling. It's not well written common. It's like a hash, like a hash mess of like notes on what would make a grilled cheese bougie. All right.
Listen, it doesn't need to be bougie.
No.
No. Trust me. If I know Euphoria, I know that. Although, if I know the person that we are doing this for.
That was very smooth.
That's very smooth. I thank you. I appreciate it. That she likes the more established things, nothing too frilly. Like if you were to give her a grilled cheese with like some lettuce or on a bit of lettuce, I don't think that she would like that.
Yeah, I know. She likes, She is the type of woman to drink whiskey from a boot, but in like, I mean, whoever they is, the type
yes,
of person
of
to drink
course, of
whiskey
course,
from a
of
boot,
course.
but somehow do so in a very ladylike manner. So it's a very hot aesthetic. Listen, I know that whatever you make, they are gonna love, but I also know you're you, and you're gonna want to try your best for them. Now, before we try the best, right? We need to get down to basics. First off, we are going to teach you guys how to toast a slice of bread, because I get the feeling that's going to be the hot pot here.
I do have some capabilities with fire now.
Sharon, we don't live in some magic backwoods society. We have technology as shouting against the stove. I know there's some people that can cook with magic, but obviously I can't. So if you want to learn that, you should ask them.
Say, well, my magic would only slow down the process, I believe.
I mean,
I know that I kind of ruined some pots and pans last time.
I mean, okay, so you guys aren't cops, so I can tell you this, but obviously me and Kama snuck into high-end restaurants and dined and dashed on occasion when we wanted to celebrate our birthdays and stuff. And there are some pretty fancy dishes you can make, like if you kept like a chocolate spear cold with your cold magic and then dropped the magic and had it melt in on itself inside of it, and inside of which revealed a cake, that'd be pretty fucking fancy. But baby steps. Bread, pan, stove.
Yes, I feel like this is a bit of a stretch from the grilled cheese. I feel like this is a bit of an experience jump to self-melting, cooling cakes.
Well, after the grilled cheese, if you have any advice on filet mignon, I would appreciate that.
Oh, fillet mignon, I got you.
No, I think it's filet mignon.
Who is the chef right now?
I'm sorry, filet mignon.
Shoddy with the biggest shit-eating grin on.
Ashari just looking very like, I don't know what I expected when I agreed to come down here.
Come on, Asharon, it's a little family bond, and it's been nice seeing you be more outwards with all of us ever since what happened.
Yeah.
So,
and it helped me kind of work through a lot of things, I guess. Gave me more of a sense that maybe there is a moving on. Obviously, can't forget, but maybe there is more to life than what happened to me. I don't know. I just work here.
Actually, wait, hold on. I have to get a few ingredients out. This is Sif, the player, going, I need to go move luggage.
Okay.
Yeah. Ilya,
Mm-hmm.
Sharon, I trust that both of you won't burn down the kitchen in the 5 minutes I'm in the pantry. If you two need to, talk and stuff.
I don't think that we've had any light sources yet, so I don't think that's much worry, but very, very noted.
I am just going to put specifically this extinguisher, not a bowl of water, an extinguisher by the stove in case something happens. I will be right back.
Understood. So how did this go last time?
Okay, so apparently you're not supposed to turn the heat up to maximum for the entire time.
You don't?
No.
But wouldn't that make it?
You'd assume it cooked faster, right?
Well, yes, of course. But if you're going to burn something, you must do it at extreme heats. But
I also agree, and so I tried that. Unfortunately, it apparently catches fire shortly after. So I wasn't so good at putting out fires. I have discovered that I can make a little fire as they snap their fingers and you see just a burst of silver flame.
Oh, it's very useful, isn't it?
Yeah, I've begun to see it for my original process for it was more of how to properly apply it to lethal force, but I think it could probably work for for cheese. I don't think that will offend the silver flame if I to help make food with it.
I mean, in the same way as the tapping into the summer chord sounds like a bit of a overextension for such things as this.
Hi. Sorry, I see you guys haven't burned down the kitchen, but
We talked about it, but
yeah.
I seen that magic of yours, Sharon. Are you do you think you'll go back to the church once everything's done? I mean, I know we all talked about what we want to do when this is all over, but
That's a good question. The silver flame will always be close to my heart. Literally, gave me my second chance at having any kind of life. I don't know if at least the Knights Errant would be allowed to have me back after everything, and I don't know if that's really where I belong anymore. I don't know.
so do you know what you want to do?
I have honestly no idea. I've never thought I would make it this far, to be honest.
Well, you've got plenty of options, and they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. I mean, if for any reason you decide to go see what the Feywild was like, get in touch with those side of your roots with Ilya and Euphoria, that's always a thing. You could always stay here. I don't want to say what I'm doing just yet when this is all over, but like actually doing. I mean, I've already told everyone that I want to be someone super big and famous and important, but you could always come with me, no questions asked.
Yeah, I honestly I have no idea, and those all sound great. I never really thought I was going to have any kind of meaningful life. And I kind of just thought that, it was eventually just going to keep being more of the same up till this point. So I guess once the Ashbringers are dealt with, we can kind of look on to what will be next. Maybe there will be some new things to learn, some happiness. Maybe I'll finally be able to make my own grilled cheese, and I won't need any of you anymore.
You'll need us for more than the grilled cheese. I mean, you haven't even figured out how to make the tomato soup yet.
I will have to study closely for self-sufficiency purposes.
Then feel free to study as close as you like, and the whole time they're talking, obviously they're moving on from like toast to cheese to toast and cheese. It's a big jump.
So do you put the butter on the toast, Vin?
Yes. So some people have different takes on this. Personally, I like butter, and knowing who you are making this for, you're gonna want to butter both sides pretty liberally. When you get comfortable with it, you can make your own butter, which is just I smack shit into it and knead it into it. You could probably do something a lot more delicate than that, but you can mix in garlic and other herbs if you wanted.
You don't let the butter melt in the pan?
Well, I mean, this is listen, voice in the sky.
Sorry, I like grilled cheeses, all right?
Yeah. I mean,
you use butter instead of mayo?
Gross! Who uses mayo?
Mayo is an option. Yeah, it is.
Mayo?
You use butter. You butter the pan, and then
I've used oil before.
Oh, you got to do butter. Oil is really you're losing so much if you use oil versus butter.
getting down to brass tacks about grilled cheese construction here. This is what I wanted.
But yeah,
Look, there's a right way and a wrong way, and clearly you know the wrong way.
listen, there's like a bajillion different ways to make this dish. It's why I like it a lot. Every single one is different. Like that first one I made for Sean was nice and simple, but I snuck a little secret in it, and I don't think they figured it out yet.
Did you drug me?
The secret ingredient is love. So yes, I did drug you with being important to me. But Ilya, whatever you end up deciding to do as a cook, when you've been domesticated, as you so put it,
You don't have to say it like that.
you're the one who no daughter should hear that from their mother. But listen, I know you'll find your own love language to cooking that you'll show to Euphoria. So don't be afraid to figure that out on your own when you're off in the Feywild.
I'll have all the time in the world, I suppose. Also, yes, chef.
Thank you. Now, I believe you two are ready. Big
Sweat bead.
Yeah.
I will be right here. And I am not just saying that because I think Kai Shen has bought us enough time as he could. But yeah.
So,
And with that, go ahead.
yeah. No, Ilya will make a grilled cheese and just keeping it very much to the basics of just like checking back and forth with Shani to make sure that she's turning it at the right time and everything. And before kind of coming out with one that looks very okay.
Hold on. Before we separate in the, you go to Euphoria, Shawnee will toss an apron around Ilya. I know we weren't using these, but this will turn up the attraction factor like 10 by 10. Go.
Okay.
I can't explain these things.
Okay,
and in the future, you want to be wearing nothing but that when you want to impress. Now go.
I would not recommend wearing only an apron as you cook with oil.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it after.
It sounds awfully dangerous.
I knew somebody who did that as they were making bacon, and suffice to say, having grease burns is significantly less attractive when you're naked.
It's part of the presentation process. Now go. I think I see you coming back in and bring in Kai and Lily.
Okay, okay.
I'll be here.
Euphoria.
Oh boy.
You walk into the living room as you see a shirtless Kai Shen with a bag in one hand, with Lily next to him, visibly drooling, walking in as he kind of looks around as if he's checking to see if that he bought enough time. And then you just see Lily stop abruptly as she turns and snaps her head towards the kitchen, sniffing.
I feel like I've missed something here.
And Ilya will kind of sheepishly walk out of the kitchen and just say, I made you a grilled cheese.
You made me a grilled cheese.
But did my best, but yes.
Well, thank you, but why?
It's something that I've wanted to try and get better at. Cooking and such.
Darling, you know we got a maid, right?
I do, and even in the future we will, but I don't know. Seeing the way that Shani always cooked for us and the love that she put into it made me want to share it a bit.
She's gonna look at you and look at Kaishin, just like, I understand why Lily need to be kept out of the kitchen. Well, Thank you. I guess I'll just tuck in then.
Elliot
She'll
can
take
barely
the
watch.
she'll take a slice of the grilled cheese.
It is as simple as just, cooked in butter, like the buns, like, toasted in the butter, and then just 2 nice slices of cheese in the middle. There's nothing more to it than just as simple as that.
Asharin just leaning around Ilya's side, staring at the sandwich and the eating of it, because Ilya's much taller than Asharin, so they can't stand behind him. So they're kind of just like circling out back from. We'll see how this goes.
I'm not confident.
I promise we didn't drug it like Shawnee.
It's
I already took the batch. Should I be worried?
no. It's, please.
She'll finish chewing and just. It's good, Ilya. It's quite good.
It's not too burnt. I was worried that it was burnt. There's a bit more blacks than I think that I've seen before.
Oh, I like it a little toasty.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Maybe add a slice of pepper jack next time.
Pepper jack.
Mm.
I know that there's also bacon as a common addition.
Pickles.
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 I will do my best, but I'm happy that you liked it. Looks down at Asharin like, holy shit.
Asharin gives you a thumbs up.
Thank you, Ilya. This was real sweet, and she'll give you a little kiss on the cheek.
Flushes red.
Kashan, you want the other slice? After all, you had to do the dirty work.
Wouldn't be the first time. And he walks over and, still shirtless, will take a piece of the grilled cheese.
Once again, Kai-Shing gets sloppy seconds.
Yep, he's fine with that. He doesn't think any less of it. It's more experienced grilled cheese. He will.
Oh my god.
He will take a bite and go, "This is an excellent first try at grilled cheese."
Well, thank you. I must. They're being a bit sheepish right now, but Sharon, they did assist alongside Shani, of course. She was our teacher for this exercise.
Lily looks horrified at the prospect that Asharin was participating in making grilled cheese in her kitchen.
It turned out pretty well, but
I have to go check on something really quick.
And she like blitzes into the kitchen to go, and you just see her like darting around, making sure everything's still there and unburned.
Just goes in there and it's a complete mess. There's an egg beater for some reason.
Melted cheese slices all over the stove.
Yep. You will have to cook for us more in the future.
that is my hope. Yes,
I can show you how to make some goblinoid cuisine.
that would be lovely. I didn't know you cooked yourself.
Of course I cooked myself. It is something every man should know how to do.
Very noted. I'll be glad to learn from the best goblinoid chef. Best hobgoblin chef I can hear. I can find.
It might be simple coming from me, but I am sure that you will find it satisfying and filling.
Sounds lovely.
Euphoria is just delighted that she has 2 people to cook for.
Now, if you don't mind, I have to put these new shirts away. As he looks at Shoddy and Ilya. Walks upstairs.
On the bright side, he doesn't worry about buying new clothes for when he moves to the Feywild.
Just gives him a very deep, like, thank you bow. Just like.
And is there anything else you wish to do with cooking, Ilya?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. Malrel, I believe there was a little bean you wanted to talk to.
Oh, is it my turn again already?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to talk to a little cutie known as Cleotrixia. So we're gonna go over to Cryotrixia's home.
Okay. When everybody knows you, obviously. The gnolls all let you in. The kobolds all, kind of check back in with you. You've been gone, you moved out a bit ago, so they're all like, oh,
I hope you're eating well. I hope everything's going well. You're staying clean. And
Of course, and I hope you are still using those exercises I showed you.
oh yeah, of course. You gotta, pick up the kettle, put it down. Pick up the kettle, put it down.
and you see like them using like a tea kettle, like it's an actual like kettle weight.
Looks away from Jeremy over to Mike to see that Jerry's actually doing the exercises or not.
He nods. He goes, yeah.
He's doing it. It does them every now and then.
Gives a thumbs up to them both. And he starts walking in. It looks like he has a small little pack, like a little rough sack, slung over his shoulder as he's walking in. He probably called like ahead before coming here. He's not coming over here and unannounced, so they know that he's coming. Probably talked to Cryotrixia beforehand about this to get her permission for it.
Yes.
But eventually he does find them wherever they are.
Yep. They are in the parlor as Cryotrixia is just lounging upon a sea of pillows as she's reading some arcane grimoires as Cleo is doing some, like, she's doing some, what's the word I'm thinking? Like weaving, embroidery kind of thing. I'm not a domestic woman. I don't know how these things work. But I think it's like embroidery. That's what like noble people do.
Okay. Yeah, he walks into the room. And basically kind of like announces like,
Well, what do we have here? If it isn't my favorite little Trixie.
Oh, you wound me, Malral, says Cryotrixia. But Cleo will giggle and slither on over and give you a big hug.
I'll go ahead and like he'll pick her up and do like a small twirl, which you said last time she's grown a bit. Probably a bit hard for him.
Yeah, so
but he still tries his best to like lift her up and do like a spin.
she's probably, I don't know, like 7-8 feet long now.
Yeah.
Well, her mom is like 30 feet long.
He still tries his best to like pick her up and
Yep.
give her a good spin before sitting her back down. It's like, hey, I have something that I think you might like.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You want to see?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Come on, over here.
Takes her over to a table and he puts the rough sack on the table. It's like,
Now, are you sure you want to see it? Because I could just, not give you a present.
Wait, why would you want to not give me a present? Of course I want to see it.
Of course I want to give you a present, but I got to know that you really want it.
I want it.
Uh-huh. And what are you going to give it me for, huh? How are you going to prove that you want it?
he crosses his arm and gives like a smug look.
A hug?
Make it a bear hug.
All I know how to do is allow me a hug. And she just pounces and coils around you.
Returns the hug.
Her little rabbit tail is shaking.
All right. That'll do.
Sits her down and opens up to reveal Several newly made tools of the finest metal and highest caliber for both engravement, filigree, detail work, and also some rough regular tools as well for basic smithing as well. I've already talked to your mother a little bit, but I noticed your love for drawing and art and how you would like to put art on other things that aren't paper. How would you like it if I offered you an apprenticeship? You get these shiny new tools, and I teach you how to efficiently become a smith like me.
Really? I get to learn from you how to make everything?
Uh-huh. Would you be interested in that?
Yeah, of course I would. That sounds amazing.
Honestly, I was scared you would break this old lizard man's heart.
No, I can never break your heart, Malrel.
I've already talked to your mother about it, about how we were going to set up lessons. But given enough time, I think we can make your own hammer for like your first lesson.
Oh, it's
I
so
know, it
exciting.
doesn't. It's just a hammer. I know it doesn't sound very grand, but trust me, this would be the first step, and you'll use that hammer the rest of your life to create all kinds of magical things.
Really, I'll be able to make magical things?
Yes, uh, filigree is not only used for decoration, but for inscribing runes as well. You could even get your mother to help you by inscribing some of her spells into the things you make.
And if I know how to cast my own spells, I can do it as well?
Of course!
She does like this like you know that like Chris Pratt face from Parks and Rec that's like the super excited one. She does that, and so you get to see her rows of fucking like fangs and everything going back down her mouth. And she's just super hype.
He gives her like a messes up her hair a bit by tousling her hair.
Malrel!
I'm sorry, I know. It's just, you make that face, and it's so cute.
Looks up at Crowd. He's like, how could I help it? You agree, right?
Oh, I know that my daughter is simply adorable. Everything she does is delightful. For the people at home who may be tuning into this for the first time, this is your friendly reminder that this is Crowtrixia, Cleotrixia's mom, Snake Mommy.
Tuning in for the first time for the part 1 of 3 of the finale.
Yep. But yes, we all love Snake Mommy here. So this is Snake Daughter of Snake Mommy. Art by Ethel, which you saw in the thing, the ad on Twitter for it. She does lots of great art.
She draws really hot girls.
Hot
God
girl
damn.
hours.
You guys have been really good to me. And this is something I don't pass down lightly. This is a family tradition of an art. So I'm trusting you, Cleo. I'm trusting you with a family art. You understand?
I understand. It's like mommy's magic.
Yes. I suppose you could say that. And with your mommy's magic and my blacksmithing skills, you getting both, I'm sure you can make something greater. Something this world has never even seen before. And I hope I am able to see that one day.
Let's see. Cleo begins tearing up as Thank you so much, Malrel. This is so sweet.
You want another hug?
Mhm. She nods.
He opens up his arms.
He kind of just pounces on him again, a hug, and Cryotrixia will, like, just kind of, because she's so big, she just kind of extends herself over and takes her enormous, razor-bladed talon hands and kind of just wraps it around the both of you.
Be sure to thank your mom too. We talked with each other, and it was because of her that we're able to do this.
Thank you, Mommy. Of course, my dear. And thank you, Malral. I would not trust my daughter into anybody else's hands.
I'll protect her like she's my own.
And he'll go ahead and start off because seeing, excited child and having new toys in front of them, you can't just give them the toys without the batteries. So he'll go ahead and like teach her a few things right away and like go ahead and get her started. Set her up for like the first lessons that she'll eventually get to, but basically give her a rundown and some practice sheet metal she can just play around with.
Mm-hmm. She is very excited to start getting into it. And, Cryos is kind of sitting in the back, getting her kobolds to bring her one of her, multi-gallon chalices of wine for her to sip as she watches it. And just a big, languid smile on her face at her daughter's excitement as Malral, helps teach her smithing 101.
And he'll probably spend like the greater part of the day just spending time with them, talking with Cleo, talking with Cryo, just more or less just a little slice of life day, almost, you could say.
Gotcha. Yeah, Cryo, will bring up the fact that you guys have your big celebration happening soon, and she just provides the additional context for Malral, since Malral, wasn't there for Quest 1, about how that, it's to commemorate the party saving all the kids plus Larissa from the terrorists and helping avoid a war and getting Drome to get a little bit better relations with the rest of the world by helping them not just immediately resort to race war when shit goes down. So the governor apparently is putting in a lot of pulling out every stop for this event as a PR move.
Yeah, he's probably heard the story before, but he's happy to listen again because he knows how much Crowtrixia loves like talking likely about that story and also just about her daughter in general, and he's always happy to listen. Because he just likes seeing them happy because them happy makes him happy.
But yeah, and so you'll have a nice little chill day as Cleo, practices. One of the first things she does with her sheet metal is basically bangs it into the shape of her mother's giant chalice of wine.
That's impressive.
It's just it's basically just taking it and just cracking it into like a circle. She's not like actually duplicating it. She's just trying to make it in the same shape.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a funnel-ish looking thing right now.
That's still pretty impressive for sheet metal.
Yeah, well, she's gifted. The gifted snick. And
next campaign, I'm playing Cryotrixia or Cleotrixia.
I was like, you're gonna play Cryotrixia?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Cleotrixia as a I don't know. There's no class for magic metal.
Artificer.
Yeah, that works.
Wearing Shawnee's leather jacket. It's gonna be baller. But yes, so you have a very nice little slice of life with the snakes with the Snicks. And it's
Just reptiles being reptiles.
that's
You know
those
how it is.
crazy reptiles.
Bonding over heat, bugs, and metal.
Is there anything else that you wish to do as a part of that?
Not really. He's just like offering to have her as an apprentice. Just wanting to spend a good time. Just wanting to spend time with them. Honestly, that's more or less it.
Okay.
He did actually. Now that I think about it, no, that'd be overstepping. I won't do that. Never mind.
Okay. As you finish doing that, we will hop back over to your girl Kamar, who I think she's about ready to enter her bimbo arc for real.
It's coming to an
Yes.
end.
No, she's entering her bimbo arc.
Oh, and oh my bad, I misheard.
Entering it. Yes. Yeah. So definitely after all the parties and all the good fun times, she's going to try to hunt down Larissa, see where she's at.
Larissa is, she's kind of like stretching over one of the balconies and stuff as she strums her lyre and just kind of humming to herself as she sees everybody setting up all the stuff for the big carnival festival.
Larissa.
She does her owl thing of turning her head 180 degrees backwards to look at you.
Oh,
gosh,
Kamar!
I will still never get used to that.
And she'll put her lyre down and fly over to you and kind of wrap her wing around you.
If you weren't too busy, I kind of wanted to see what you were up to today. Maybe we could do some early things, or get our claws done.
Are you telling me you want to get your makeup done?
I mean, yours is always so good. I kind of want to try it too.
Then it is official. I am going to glamorize you. Let's fucking go! As she jumps up into the air and twirls and stuff. She goes, I'm gonna make you such a hot piece of ass. All the bitches are gonna be on you. It's makeover time.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready to, be a slut, as you call it.
Don't worry, Kamar. You were always a slut. You just hadn't exposed it to the world yet. And don't worry, we're gonna do that now. People are gonna look at you and say, damn, that is an amazing slut. So let's go. And she is going to promptly pick you up in a princess carry, and she is going to leap off the balcony. 1 second. Okay. And she goes, it's just a quick way down. We're gonna go to my favorite hairstylist and everything, and I'm gonna do your nails, and then I'm gonna do your makeup. And you look like you're probably used to a traditional natural look, but do you want to be a little more vivacious? I asked Silonia about that word, so I know that now. Or would you like to just be like, hey, big slut energy?
You are the expert at this, so I feel like I'm gonna leave it up to you. What do you recommend?
She gets that super big shark tooth smile at that. She goes, oh, we're going all out. Let's go. And she takes you to her favorite changeling hairstylist that she took, Shawnee. And while there, she is just a whirlwind of feathers as she Jesus Christ, that picture. Damn it, Litro. God damn. All right. It was metamorphosis, everybody. That was the picture. But she is gonna go, okay, so this is like your big day coming up. So this is gonna be the big celebration of you, being the heroes of this city and saving possibly like the coolest friend you could ever make. So me. So like obviously I want you to look your best. And so I've decided we are gonna go all out with this, and we're gonna like really show off your assets. I don't know what you were doing when you were playing around with like nerd stuff, but like it really like thickened you out a lot and gave you like a great set of tits, mind you. So we're gonna like emphasize that, but I want you, you got this like mousy, like girl next door nerd thing, but we're gonna make you the whore next door. And so I'm gonna like do your eyeliner and mascara. We're gonna give you some nice, like big full lips. You're gonna look like the hottest piece of ass there, which I know you will do because you totally are.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I can totally make that work.
You don't have to make it work. We're gonna make it work together. And
All right, I trust you.
she is going to start going all out with your makeup and everything, and getting your hair done into much more of like much more of a wavy look, with trying to pull it into more of your classic very Jessica Rabbit, very like retro wave. And she is going to be giving you just very full, very, very much like the man-eater style of makeup. And
Oh gosh.
she is then going to do the most important part, which is take off your glasses.
Oh. It's like every anime.
Yep. She takes off your glasses, and she shows you what you look like in the mirror, and you've got that very much model model look to you. Like you can walk into a party and just do a bit of a hair pulled behind an ear, and everyone will be looking at you.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is so different.
Sometimes different is good, girl. You've been you your whole life. Why not try being something a little spicier? You did just like, do a whole bunch of cool stuff, and you're about to save the world. So fucking flex it, slut.
No, it looks great. Thank you for doing this. I think I like it. She kind of squints a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Prismatica. And the changeling comes over and he goes, oh, one of those less than capable seeing ones. Okay, here's a little temporary glamour for you to help clarify things. It should last for a few days, and you shouldn't have to need your glasses during that. As he kind of puts a little, it's kind of like setting powder above your eyes, and as you blink, you can actually see normally.
Oh gosh. So she finally gets a chance to look at herself fully and kind of is taken aback. I like it. I do. Thank you, Larissa. This is great.
Larissa kind of sits next to you as you look in the mirror and kind of presses her cheek against yours and goes, like, you always look beautiful, and, you know, sometimes you just gotta, like, emphasize it more. I just want to see you be, like, as hot as you can be.
I don't think I could ever have done this without you. I mean, I used to wear my school uniform all the time, so you know that. But this is really great. I'm glad you agreed to do this with me.
Of course, anytime. What are BFFs for? She gives you
She kind of nuzzles back.
Yeah, she gives you the nuzzle and gives you a peck on the cheek.
Oh. She'll kind of hide her face away a little bit.
No, don't spare the makeup.
Right.
I'm just teasing. I already said it, so it wouldn't do that. You're my friend, and I'm happy that, like, you wanted to, like, hang out with me. And I'm really excited to see you and fucking Shawnee get, like, all, like, glammed up for your big day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yours too, definitely. I mean, you're a prize-winning, celebrity at this point too. So always gotta look your tip-top shape.
You know, as a prize-winning celebrity, I can only surround myself with the finest entourage. So know that this is the new normal. We have raised the bar on the sexiness level of this team, and so I expect that you enforce this for everybody else. That they need to really up their whore game, and I don't want to be seen with subpar sluts.
You're right. Okay, I'll make sure that that isn't the case.
Excellent.
Thanks again, Larissa.
Of course, Kamar. Like, you know that you just have to ask, and I'll always be there.
And same for you too. Right, well, at least let me treat you to getting your claws painted or a cake or something.
Oh, I would love it. As long as you're willing to pay. I may have just gotten a bunch of money, but it's still nice.
No, I definitely will do so. Definitely on me.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Friendship ended with Silonia. Ship begun with Bird.
Yes, you'll do another nuzzle and kind of lead her off.
Yep. And the guys will head off and have some desserts and stuff, and she'll just be very much Larissa. Yeah, and she's always very much like, if you ever watched the Chainsaw Man anime, with how power kind of hangs off of Denji in the later episodes, it's very much the vibe that Larissa has with Kamar. She's always just like trying to be like adjacent to her and stuff, like not very aware of personal space. But it's not like in I'm trying to like hold your hand or anything. It's just I just like being around you. I just think you're
She
neat.
very much appreciate it.
And so, with that, the makeover will come to an end, and we enter the next big phase of things as all of the NPCs arrive in town.
Everyone is here.
Everyone is here. I gave them a name in a previous quest. They are here now. So you have there are so many people that are now coming to the house who were invited and everything. So we will of course start with whoever would be the most punctual ones there, as a tall Amazonian Goliath woman will daintily knock at the door, and it will be opened by Lily, and you all will then see behind this Goliath maid, you see a very short human man and his very tall tiefling wife.
I was about to say, I don't remember meeting a Goliath one.
Oh, of course they would show up first.
Yeah, of course they would. I think out of everyone we've met, they're the only ones that actually care about matters.
Yep.
True. Very true.
And so Augustus will, very, very gracefully hold Oriana's hand as they enter the house, as they all will start scanning it because it's their first time looking at it.
Nice of y'all to stop by.
Oh, Euphoria, I see that you have ensured at least a comparable establishment for you to reside in.
Well, this is where our daughter stayed, so of course we had to ensure she was comfortable.
I very much understand that. Where's the rest of your servants?
We have just the one.
But what if she gets sick?
Oh God!
Did you ask the same question?
We've learned to make do.
Oh, that is truly tragic. I see that there is at least some gaps in the relative civilization of this here city that need to be bridged in the coming days. Perhaps you should consider acquiring more.
Between the several jobs that have, taken me out of the city, I just haven't had the time to worry about household servants. Maybe you should find something to occupy yourself with, Augie.
Oh, I find myself quite occupied, Euphoria. As you can see, as then the three little tiefling children come in, and they all look around and will curtsy and bow very, very gracefully to everyone.
Oh, stop that prim and proper nonsense. Come here, give me a hug.
Euphalio! As they scamper over to go hug Euphoria.
She'll scoop him up, give him a little squeeze.
I like to imagine Elia will, upon hearing Euphoria and Augustus talking to each other, it's like, oh shit. It's going to come over and make sure that Euphoria has the backup necessary. It's like, oh, Augustus and Oriana, it is a pleasure to see you again.
This is for my remembrance. When was the last time Ilya saw them?
That was the airship.
The airship, gotcha. I was just trying to make sure timeline wise. So it was the airship. So you were Ilya at that point. Okay. Augustus will give you a very polite bow and go, Lady Ilya, it is always a delight to see you.
The pleasure is all ours. I appreciate you coming by to celebrate such a fine occasion here in our humble abode in Greywall.
Oriana will do a very curt, polite curtsy.
Ilya matches it as proper.
Yep. I appreciate that you have decided to extend an invitation to my family to attend the festivities. I understand that this was a day of particular import to our daughter.
It was. Yes, it was her. Well, it was her first job, her full mission after parting ways with the Leander family. And I figured that you would want to be there for that.
I would. And it does. Well, she may not yet be here. At least good to see that the people of this locale have appropriately commemorated her.
I know Maggie's supposed to be here as well, but I presume she will be fashionably late, as is her way.
She did get that from you, after all. I tried my best to instill punctuality into her, but for whatever reason, she was not as receptive to proper guidance and tutelage as Jubilee.
Well, a gal has to know how to make an entrance.
The best kind of entrance is on time and on the arm of a handsome man, says Oriana.
Well, from what I hear, she will be late and have some arm candy. So I think she'll be just fine.
On the mention of being on time, Shawnee finally shows up, like, just munching up on an apple, just fucking late to seeing them. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh, if it isn't the short girls, do it too.
I'm glad to see I've left a lasting impression on you.
How could I forget? And you see Oriana
so hard to not laugh.
I smelled some hot drama happening. Just don't mind me. And she like just sits down and just starts
eating like Cheetos. Her hands just covered in the dust.
Wiping off her hand on her like jacket. Delightful. Appreciate you at least extending to us the offer to reside in your abode while the festivities occur.
Well, I like to play host. And she has this very forced smile on her face. Very practiced.
Oriana kind of does a sneer and goes, "Domesticity suits you well, Euphoria."
The smile cracks a little bit.
Now, Ori, there's no reason to point out the conflicted nature that is the approximation of my ex-wife, but I think that we are appreciative of your invitation, and we will be settling in appropriately.
Of course. Lily will show you to your rooms.
Right this way. I will take you upstairs, Lord and Lady Ravamon.
Make sure it's the smallest one.
I think they might like the intimacy, so be careful.
Get a fourth tiefling out of this. But yeah, she will lead them upstairs. And then later on, you will hear the great commotion as an airship lands outside of town, and you guys will eventually have a knock on your door as there is Kairos standing there with Syra at his side, and it is good to see you all again.
Connie's fucking dipped in the backyard.
What?
Now we're all caught her and is now shoving her towards the front door.
Ready.
Where are my favorite companions?
A pleasure to see you again, Kairos.
Ah, Euphoria, you're looking splendid this evening, as he bows to kiss her
Why,
hand.
thank you. Thank you. Such a gentleman, as always. Unfortunately, I can't seem to find, the cats of our entourage, but I'm sure they'll be here to greet you shortly.
Malral just dragging in Shawnee. Found one!
Nope. I'm in the backyard waiting for that free time, buddy. Look at the checklist.
Look at the checklist.
It's on the docket.
Always a pleasure. I'm excited that you decided to invite me. I dropped everything, which was truly a terror to my crew as our ship descended quite fast at first, but don't worry, we were able to arrest our descent.
She looks behind him at the the ship's parking job. I'm sure it was a thrilling descent for all parties involved.
He didn't crash. That's a plus.
What, isn't that right, Syra? Yes, it is. It was quite the experience. The entire crew suffered minimal injuries, but we're here now. Hopefully this is worth our time. Now, there's no reason to be in poor spirits. We are surrounded by friends, and nearly, I would say, family. He gives a big smile to Euphoria.
You might say that. You might.
I just did.
Well, come on in. Come on in, get yourself situated and comfortable. I'm sure it was a bumpy ride.
That is the fate of a captain, to fly across these turbulent skies, ever in pursuit of danger and adventure, each descent possibly our last. That is but a small test of courage, for what it takes to be a leader of men, and a man amongst men. As you notice, his eye patch is now on the other side of his face.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Now, come on in. She's just thinking to herself, like, oh my god, this is the man I trusted my daughter with all those years ago.
Maybe getting her away from him was not the worst thing, not because of a conflict of interest, but rather because she could have had Kairos as a son-in-law.
Or, he could have crashed with her on the ship.
Or he could have crashed.
Nobody has ever died when he crashed a ship. That's always his disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
Can't prove it.
A 100% survival rate among pilots is honestly kind of impressive. Kind of hot.
Next up, you have the lovely giant utter darkness umbrella floating by with a tall patchwork elven woman next to her wearing a Karnathi military uniform as they step out of their carriage. And you just
it isn't Kalina and Esmer.
Hey, Malral! Always good to fucking see you again, says the utter darkness under the umbrella.
I don't know, you looked a bit under the weather.
Well, it's all this sun. It just it's hell on my skin.
Oh, don't worry, you two shut-ins will, I'm sure, enjoy the in-life party.
Well, they always say, we're the life of the party. I feel like it's a bit, of a misnomer, but, I'm always happy to fucking be here.
Oh, there's always the after party.
Or the afterlife. Can we, I can take it, we can come in?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Now that we are in here, time to make you all our thralls.
Holds up a clove of garlic.
Oh, that smells terrible. I see that you have not lost your penchant for Syrian cuisine. Come
Shawnee
now,
says they're
love.
really good on grilled cheese, but I cannot understand why.
To each their own, I guess. Thank you for having us, Malral. It's sometimes good to get out of Karnath, and I've always wanted to be in Drome, not killing people for once.
Yes, that would be very bad. Please don't.
I'm pleased to see that all of your parts are still attached.
All but my broken heart.
Oh, if you want that fixed, I could have it promptly removed and replaced.
Can this one be on fire?
Can is a strong word. Anything can happen. Whether it will happen, well, I'm not exactly an infernal artificer. I'm simply a servant of a higher calling.
I better not spring for it.
I don't think you could afford it anyway.
No.
Now, where's the real question? Where are all those cute bitches you travel with? As the umbrella the other one closes the umbrella of darkness, and you see Esmeralda there.
Lily? She's right there.
Oh, you've got a servant. Where are the rest of them?
Why is this a thing with everybody?
Oh my god.
More than one of these things, right?
What have I started?
Snow is on his way.
We only need one because she's that talented.
But what if she gets sick?
What if she needs a day off?
Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, we're awful.
She's very good care of herself.
Well, I'm sure then that she can handle the bags. If not, we can always, find a few bodies and, be able to supplement your staff.
I don't think that would be necessary, but it is appreciated, the gesture.
Lily's the one who worries about the new hires, so you'll have to talk through her.
Esmeralda kind of laughs and shakes Ilia's hand. It feels ice cold. That is very par for the course for you.
Yeah, I was about to say, we got both completely ice cold hands, so this just feels like a normal handshake.
Yep. She goes, yeah. Just know that the offer's still on the table. If you, if you want to, if you got a few stiffs lying around, we can get you some real supplemental service here. Just saying. And she kind of whittles her eyebrows.
Understood and appreciated, darling. Now you two go settle in. I know that you probably have a lot to catch up on.
I'm sure we're gonna have a fantastic time here seeing your lovely home and all of the tasty-looking people in it. That's just a little vampire humor. Don't worry, I won't eat you unless you want me to.
Darling, I'm from the Fae. I've heard something just as weird and maybe even a little bit more.
Oh, then you'll have to fucking tell me over a few drinks.
Oh, of course. Come on by.
They kind of laugh as Kalita kind of rolls her eyes, and then the problem is it gets stuck back in the back part of her head. So you see her reach over, kind of go into her eye socket and rewind the eye back to facing forward.
Oh god.
As they go to go put their things away. And with that, we will close the processional of new people for now. There are plenty more to come next time on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. All right, everybody, we're going to end things there for tonight. We're just about at 3 hours. I hope you guys have had fun tonight as we have finished the part 1 of the final interlude. Part 2 is we have this wonderful party and a whole other ridiculous cast of characters to arrive and wonder at the level of servants present. And so I hope you had fun. If you haven't done so already, please go check all of these wonderful people. They're all amazing beans and streamers and cutie pies in their own right, and you should go love and support them with the exclamation point players. Also, every episode of Eberron Ashes of the Last War is on my personal YouTube, as well as exclamation point D&D takes you to the D&D YouTube, which is nothing but every episode of this stream. So definitely go check it out if you want to catch up or reacquaint yourselves with some of these wacky characters in their own right. And the heaping helping of trauma that they always like to associate themselves with. If you haven't done so already, please give me a follow here on Twitch, give me a sub over on YouTube, a follow on Twitter, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. We will be back here on Wednesday for probably some art. I might be doing some more NTR drawings if you guys would like to come by and see NTR Girl get more fully fleshed out. We also are still taking names for NTR Girl. If anybody has any name suggestions for I would appreciate it.
I want you to know my hand is raised, but you don't want the answer.
Is it Obsidia? Were you going to say Obsidia?
Single brain cell.
All right. If you are a follower, please copy down the call to hugs. If you're a sub, please copy down the knight's message. We are going to go raid. I know this bean. She is a good bean, and I have not raided her in a long time. We're going to go raid. Just seeing how long she is into her stream. Mona by Moonlight. She's a very sweet cow VTuber, and you know how I feel about cows in this household. So she's doing some Power Wash Simulator with a couple of her friends, it looks like right now. So let's just go send them some love and some big Death Knight hugs. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.